because I am remarkable, and I'm going to strive every moment to show the greatest part of who I am.
Peace of the Saints. Today we have a very critical topic, and I want to assure all the members at marquettism.com as well as patreon.com/the Saint in the Center that you will get 100% of this information. And so, have no fear. If I find that people are not taking this as seriously as they should, then I'll probably just cut the stream and then do it as a member-only live stream. And the reason I say that is because, money has changed my life for the better. Sometimes you hear people speak of, my father or my mother or my mentor changed my life. Well, money has changed my life for the better. I take the subject of money to be very serious, and I'm about to impart to you some things that if you actually follow them and implement them with seriousness and discipline will change your life for the better. Every man should invest in himself, and right now, you are investing in yourself if you're paying close attention to this. I hope that you bear fruit and that you share it with good people. Let us start by honoring our tradition, which is to show love to those who show love to us. Shout out to Marcos, comes in by Cash App. He writes, "Peace of the Saints. I've been looking forward to this live." Me too. I've been looking forward to it. I've also been a bit anxious because I really hate to cast pearls to swine, which is to say I hate to share good information and meaningful things with people who don't know the value of it. It bothers me. It really does bother me. So I've pushed it off for a long time, and now we have it upon us. Okay, let's get to it. So number one, building your financial base. There are essentially 11 points I want to go through, which is the first, having a predictable income to start with. A lot of people want to talk about building a financial base. They don't even have an income. Secondly is defining your purpose in a very serious way. Number three is learning from those who know, which is to say the doers. I can't tell you how many. I bet there are some crypto millionaires in the chat right now. There's some crypto millionaires in the chat as we speak. Long-term action. One of the greatest challenges for human beings, especially the more underdeveloped, inexperienced, or petty we might be, we have a lot of trouble looking at the long term. And ironically, the long term isn't even that long. 5 years will pass by in a flash. But we'll talk about the importance of taking long-term action. And of course, action proceeds from thought. Number five, no one puts you on, which is to say you actually have to do the work. Number six, talking about self-sabotage and listening. The ability to listen to others, listen to yourself, and how you're currently probably self-sabotaging, which is to say stopping your own financial progress. Number seven, we'll talk about savings, which is generally critical, especially when you're establishing a base. We're not talking about going to the moon right now. We're talking about a financial base. Income protection. As you actually grow in capital, one of the greatest things you need to do now is to protect your money from your own foolishness and mostly from the hands of others. Number nine, capital utilization. What are the various capitals that you might have and how do you put them to work? Number 10, play money. And number 11, the truth of wealth, which is to say that most people are under the false, I shouldn't say most people, I'd say poor people are under the false idea that you get money and now you don't have to work. You don't need to work. You don't have to skill up. You don't have to make your businesses more efficient. You're set. You're good. It's all over now. Complete idiocy, but that's okay. We'll address it. Here we go. Number one, predictable income. Your generation, when I say your, I'm talking about the folks who are in their early 20s right now. If you're in your early 20s right now, your generation is very challenged because you've grown up in the gig economy. By gig economy, instead of having a proper job, a 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, reliable pay schedule, you guys have trouble focusing and being productive. You like to play. You're easily distracted. As a result, you get jobs that reflect your desire to be scatterbrained and not be watched, so that you can goof off. You become an Uber driver so that you can, listen to your own music and watch TikTok videos in between rides. So you're in the gig economy. You're an Uber driver. You deliver DoorDash. You have all these random gigs, which don't constitute a proper job, doesn't give you full-time hours, doesn't give you health benefits, doesn't put you in a proper environment where you see colleagues on a regular basis. As a result, your income is variable. You don't know exactly how much you're going to have at the end of a week, end of 2 weeks, or end of a month. As a result, it makes it hard for you to budget and hard for you to predict your income and expenses. So as a result, each month is a new experience for you. Each month you don't know what the financial picture looks like, and as a result, you never get good at finances. Understand, if you want to be good at something, you actually need to practice it. I kid you not. When I was getting my pedicure, uh, nice little Vietnamese lady, older lady, good looking lady, very nice implants on her, well done work. And, she's just having random conversation with me. And she's telling me that she likes to play Baccarat, which is like a gambling game. I've never played this game before. I do know a lot of people who play it because I have a lot of Chinese friends, and Chinese people love Baccarat. And so she was like, "You should learn how to play. You would make so much money, Marquette." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not into gambling. I'm surely not going to learn how to play a game just to gamble." And she's like, "But it's 80% of the time you know what's going to happen, and with your kind of money you can make so much money, so on and so forth." Now, mind you, I told her, I said, if I was actually interested in that, before I could play it, I would have to do so much studying and so much practicing to get good at it. And I don't want to invest that kind of time and energy into a gambling game, into learning a gambling game and becoming good at something like that. That's not how I want to make my money. And frankly, I don't think it's a reliable way of making money. I've never met a person who is wealthy because of Baccarat, and I've met a lot of wealthy people. But the point is this: number one, anything you do and become good at requires practice. Similarly, balancing a budget requires practice. You have to have a consistent income so that you can balance your budget, account for your income and your expenses, and make them predictable so that you can begin to scale down your expenses and hopefully scale up your income. You can't always scale up your income, but you can always scale down your expenses. But if those numbers are never consistent, you never get a sense of what your lifestyle really is. Got a good month, got a bad month. So that's number one. Get a predictable income to start with. If you don't have a job, establishing your financial base is get a 9 to 5 and start working your 9 to 5 on a consistent basis. Do that before you even try to become an entrepreneur. I say that as an entrepreneur. You are not going to be a successful entrepreneur if you cannot successfully work a 9 to 5. Do not become an entrepreneur because you lack personal discipline. Do not become an entrepreneur because you want to be your own boss. Become an entrepreneur because you have a greater vision. You have a lot of hustle, and you're too smart to be under people who are your inferior. And you have the work ethic, the consistency, and the discipline, and you have some specialized knowledge. Then become an entrepreneur. But mostly people, they want to be their own boss because they don't know how to follow directions. I know how to follow directions really well. I'm still my own boss. That's not the chief aim of becoming your own boss. That's not going to get the job done. Shout out to Rick. He writes Peace of Saints Tuition. Appreciate these segments. Absolutely. I really want to emphasize that because I want people to be realistic. Yes, I'm telling you to get a job if you ain't got one. Okay. That's number one. We got a guy, he says, now making $30,000 a month in business. Take the leap. 7-month transition. I don't know. Are you a member, Rogan Central? Are you a member? I'm curious. Carrying on. Secondly, never use credit cards. You have a lot of people telling you how to improve your credit. If you have bad credit, you're already screwed up. It's okay. It happens. Ideally, you would never have bad credit because you should have never been using credit. There is no actual reason to ever use a credit card. Now, understand there's a difference between credit and a credit card. There is no reason to ever use a credit card. Credit, in some cases, could be used fine. I'd mostly probably want to use my credit to get a good mortgage loan or for some other meaningful reason where this is typically the case that a person would use credit. Maybe for an auto loan, if I'm very wealthy and I'm getting a very expensive car and I want to maintain liquidity. But if I'm not very wealthy, I would never take out a car loan. I would always buy a used car and pay cash for it. every time. You should never use credit or a auto loan to get a car unless you're very wealthy. Otherwise, you should pay cash for your car. You should not be asking yourself, well, what if I make this amount of money? If you have to ask me, you're not very wealthy. You should just be paying cash for your car. It should probably be like a Toyota or something like that. Okay. You'll figure out why shortly. Secondly, use collaboration. Now, what I mean by this is a lot of people talk about, oh, I need a loan for this. I need to use my credit card to start my business. No, you actually need collaboration. Well, what do you need the money for? Okay, Marquette, I'm starting a tech business. I need to hire a software engineer. Okay, well, why do you need money for that? Why do you need money? Well, I have to pay them. No, you can give them some equity in the company and you can have them work based on their belief in you, their belief in the product, and their equity and ownership in the company. You need collaboration. If you can't get someone to work in an early stage company for $0 per hour, you're not a persuasive entrepreneur. You're probably not going to be a successful entrepreneur until you can figure that out. Okay. Most people don't work for money. They work for other things. Most people are working for free. Oh, believe that. Yeah. Every time you see me eat 3 meals a day, fresh cooked, that's been done for free, my dear boy. When you see a mother take care of her child, that's for free. Most of the work that occurs in the world is for free. If you cannot get someone to work for free, you will never be a successful entrepreneur. The idea of using a credit card means you fail to use your resourcefulness. You fail to talk to your friends and families and get them to invest in your idea. You fail to make friends and network and get them to work at no cost until the business starts to cash flow. Don't you ever use credit cards. Credit cards are evil. Credit itself is almost evil. And the only time you should really use it is for a mortgage. Later, when you're wealthy, you can use it to get expensive cars to maintain liquidity, because who wants to hand somebody $180,000 just so they can ride clean? You dig? I'd rather hand you $15,000 and then pay a monthly car note. It'd be probably about $2,000-$3,000. I'd rather do that and then keep the other $150,000. I can figure out something to do with that that's intelligent and it'll return money quicker. Shout out to MMIA supporting the work via Cash App. Writes Piece of the Same. Shout out to Nicholas as well. He just became, actually upgraded his membership. Okay, Boss Talk. Like to see that. Now, I want you guys to understand that sometimes I say things as suggestions and sometimes I say things as hard rules. When I say don't you ever use a credit card, I mean that as a hard rule. I'm not saying I don't have credit cards. And right now, I don't actually think I do have one. I might have like a credit card open, but I don't have the card because I don't ever use it. So it's okay to have a card open and have a line of credit, but don't use it. Credit cards are evil. Anyone who says otherwise is a novice and they're probably broke, because if you have money, you don't really need a credit card. There's just no utility. There's no usefulness to it. Shout out to Rob. He writes, tuition for the Prestige game. It's a crime to watch this for free. Indeed. I have to run. Will this be on Patreon soon? Absolutely. Yes, sir. And I just also uploaded the Stalker Girl one as well. And I uploaded a player story today as well. We going hard for the members, you dig? If you ain't a member, you better tap in. Lil Jimmy writes, didn't like how you skipped over my $5 super chat yesterday. Okay. You could have still answered my question and said that you're only reading 10 and up. No, it's not 10 and up. It's been 6 and up. I've been a very loyal member over the years. Didn't think that was saintly, Saint. You have been a very loyal member over the years. I agree with you there, Lil Jimmy. And I think that you trust I would never try to disrespect you intentionally or for no reason. So please accept my sincerest apology for that. And thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll be mindful. Mr. That's What's Up One writes, from a playboy gangster to a real player in the financial world, the black briefcase is top-notch class, giving these country bumpkins a taste of class in H-Town in a real way. Did you get yours already? Let me know, boss. Let me know, because they went out. I don't know if they've been touching down everywhere yet, but we've sent out a lot of them already. If you haven't gotten yours, you can get it at mdblabel.com. It might say pre-order, but it's not a pre-order. If you buy it, it's going out this week. And if you need to update your address on ones you've already ordered, update it ASAP. You dig? ASAP. He says, I am a patron. Shout out, suffer for 5 months. Okay. Card gets down to 0. Bad with cash. That's why I'm here. Ah, I see. Okay, well, pay attention. And I respect the fact that you're honest because, you know, life. It's been said, life is a game. There's some truth to that, but certainly finances is a game, and we're going to talk some real big game today. So pay close attention, and if you actually utilize these things, you'll be in good shape. The funny thing is, most of what I'm saying, you're going to say, I heard that or I knew that, but you ain't doing it though. That's the problem. You ain't doing it. And I really hope that you do take this stuff seriously. Let's carry on.